Happy morning. Yes. कीप मूविंग मोमेंट 2017 के पहले सत्र में आप सबका तहे दिल से स्वागत है। स्वागत है उन तमाम बुजुर्गों का जो प्यार ज्ञान बटोरना जानते हैं, बांटना जानते हैं। स्वागत है उन तमाम माँओं का जो अपने बच्चों के साथ साथ सैकड़ों बच्चों का भविष्य उज्जवल बनाना चाहते हैं। स्वागत है उन तमाम पिताओं का जो अपने कारोबार से फुर्सत निकालकर कीप मूविंग मोमेंट का हिस्सा बने हैं। स्वागत है उन प्रोफेशनल्स का जो अपना कीमती योगदान कीप मूविंग मोमेंट में देना चाहते हैं। स्वागत है उन नौजवानों का जो कुछ कर गुजरने का हौसला रखते हैं। स्वागत है इस सभागृह में बैठे हर एक पवित्र आत्मा का जो कीप मूविंग मोमेंट के जरिए क्रांति लाना चाहते हैं, जो लेने के साथ साथ देना भी जानते हैं। इथे मला ना चंद्रशेखर गोखल्यांची एक चारोळी आठवते। देणाऱ्याने देत जावे, घेणाऱ्याने घेत जावे, देणाऱ्याने देत जावे, घेणाऱ्याने घेत जावे, घेणाऱ्याने घेता घेता देणाऱ्याचे हात घ्यावे। And so we all are here. दोस्तों, मैं 7 साल की थी। एक दिन मेरे दांत में जोरों से दर्द हो रहा था। I was crying like anything. पापा ने मुझे दवाई दी, लेकिन मेरा दर्द, मेरी तकलीफ कम नहीं हो रही थी। मेरी दादी जी मेरे पास आई। उन्होंने पूछा, खूब त्रास होतोय का बेटा? उन्होंने मुझे अपनी गोदी में लिया, अपना हाथ मेरे गाल पर रखा एंड शी स्टार्टेड प्रेइंग। ओम गंगणात बोते, ओम गंगणात बोते। मुझे पता ही नहीं चला मैं कब सो गई। नेक्स्ट डे आई आस्क्ड हर, आजी तू काय मॅजिक केलीस? शी सेड, बेटा दुआओं में, प्रार्थना में बहुत ताकत होती है एंड आई ट्रूली बिलीव इन द पावर ऑफ प्रेयर्स। आज कीप मूविंग मोमेंट की पहली शुरुआत है, पहले सत्र की शुरुआत है। तो मैं चाहूँगी, मैं आप सबसे विनती करूँगी कि आप सब मेरे साथ प्रार्थना कीजिए। प्रार्थना मैं बोलूँगी, आपको मन ही मन में उसे दोहराना है। So please close your eyes, join your hands. Take a long, deeper breath. Thank you, God, for this new day in my life to love, to respect, to have gratitude, to lead life purposefully, and to pray. Please be with me all the day long, in every word I speak, in every action I do, and in my life song. May all the happy things we do make you, oh God, happy too. Thank you. Slowly, slowly, please open your eyes. Friends, अब मैं ऐसी हस्ती को स्टेज पे बुलाना चाहूँगी जो लाइफ स्कूल की जान है, जो कीप मूविंग मोमेंट की शान है। ही इज़ अ हार्डकोर टीचर, ही इज़ अ ग्रेट मेडिटेटर, ही इज़ अ वाइज काउंसिलर, ही इज़ अ डायनामिक बिजनेसमैन, ही इज़ अ जेंटल हस्बैंड, ही इज़ अ लविंग केयरिंग फादर, he is a real friend. According to me, he is a real Superman. So let me call upon to the dais none other than our darling Narendra Goidani. We all are taking oath in front of you all. We promise to share our knowledge, our wisdom, our positivity, our strength, our energy, our light with you all, with students, with our teammates, and in turn, we will make this world better place to live in. Thank you. Love, respect, and deep gratitude for you all.
Happy morning. How many of you like playing games? Wow. Have you heard about a series of games which is called as the Jolt? J-O-L-T, Jolt. A game which shakes you a little. Okay, let me introduce that to you. I will say some numbers in a series, and after some time I will ask you what should be the next number. Be alert, calculate, and if you have the answer, raise your hands, don't say it. I will identify you, I'll ask you, then you tell us the answer. Very simple. Yes, no, maybe. Yes. Okay. So the first series goes like this. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. What is the next number? 16. Why did you say it? And why the next number should be 16? Yes? Difference of 3? Okay. So a round of applause for the young man. Next. 2, 3, 5, 9, 17, 33, and what should be the next number? Pardon? 65. Can anybody tell me why 65? Yes? Into 2 minus 1. Beautiful. A round of applause for my young friend there. Third series. 8, 4, 5, 9, and the next number should be only 2 hands. Till now I was seeing almost every hand up. 3 hand, 4 hand. Okay, I saw 1 hand there. Yes. 6. And why 6? Because you like 6? Okay, somebody else? My friend there? Yeah. 6. But why 6? So first number was 8, and then? So what is the relationship? 8 minus 4 plus 1, and then plus 4 minus 1, 8. Okay, that's an interesting logic. Anybody else? 10. Why 10? 10. That all of us know. But why? Okay, anybody else? You want to give it a shot? See, I'll tell you what. There are some people who have the answers over here, but they are thinking बोलने का नहीं है. Wrong हो गया तो लोग मेरे ऊपर हंसेंगे. So let others give the answer, and then I will tell my neighbor. मेरे को भी मालूम था. Yes, my friend? 8. Again 8. Okay. 5.5. By any chance, are you a scientist? Or a teacher? Chartered accountant. Okay. Chalega. Perfectly okay. What if I say the answer is 1? The answer is 1. I know. Now you are me and me is you. So far I was asking how. Now you are asking. Pehle batao how. The first 2 series was about plus and minus and multiplication. But the third series is written in alphabetical order among 1 to 10. So in the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, if I have to write this alphabetically and not numerically, what should come first? EIGHT 8, E for 8. All of you went to school, you passed, or did you score and pass because your neighbor was good? This kind of an exercise is called a jolt. What is the meaning of this? All of us are used to a particular kind of a life. We are used to a particular kind of a routine. We are used to a particular kind of success, a particular kind of results. We are used to particular kind of behavior from people. And then suddenly life jolts us, and it changes the rules of the game without telling anything to us. So I didn't tell you that the first 2 series is numerical and then the third is alphabetical. It happens similarly in life. You create a product, you give your life to that product, you work very hard on that product, and suddenly technology changes. And from where the change in technology came, you were not even expecting it. And life jolts you. In these moments, there is intense disappointment. And then, sometimes the thinking about life, about people, about relationships, about success goes through a change. You are very close to somebody. You devote yourself to that person. You go out of your way to take care of those people. And suddenly one day life jolts you. Maybe you realize that you are not important to that person. Maybe for some reason that person drops you and goes somewhere. Or maybe he decides to take that person back. The stability of life, the predictability of life gets jolted. All the knowledge and wisdom that we have gets tested in these moments. The education system of our country is brilliant because it has produced extraordinary scientists. Some research says more than 30% of people working in NASA are Indians. What the space program of India is achieving today, no other country in the world is able to achieve that. So we are producing brilliant scientists. We have brilliant software engineers. We have brilliant doctors who are making their name all over the world. But this education system is not enough. For it does not teach me how to deal with the jolts that life gives to me every now and then. Your life is going on a path of success. One incident, and all your hard work of 15, 20, 25 years seems to become zero, grounded to dust. And suddenly you are left questioning your own abilities, your own goodness, your own strength. The objective of Keep Moving movement is to prepare the children inside the classroom to survive, and not just survive, but thrive, even when they experience these jolts in life. Now, the beauty about these exercises, as you prepare for these exercises, you will find similar kind of experience and similar kind of internal strength getting developed for you. By the time we complete these 3 months, you will realize you were probably not on a journey of teaching, but a journey of inner transformation. Not only have children grown through you, but you have grown even more in the process. A classic example that we share with people every time is, there have been occasions when you would have gone for a wedding, and you might have seen these few girls standing at the entrance with that small machine with which they shower rose water on you. Have you experienced that? Where they shower that rose water on you. Now, because they shower like that, 3 to 4 drops fall on you, but 1 drop definitely falls on them because they have to do this and then throw. 1 drop falls on them. You smell beautiful that night. You are fragrant. 1,000 such guests come in that reception. At the end of the evening, how many drops did those girls receive? Or a simple maths, bhai. There is no jolt here. You don't have to analyze. 1,000. So who smells the best that evening? You and me who receives those 3 drops, or those girls? That is exactly what is going to happen to you. While the children inside the classroom will completely enjoy, they will have a time of a life, there will be lovely interactions, lot of laughter, good bonding, a formation of trust. You will see some eyes sparkle bright. You will have tough moments also. There will be some people who just won't cooperate, because their priority in life or their focus in life is something else. And you will deal with those, you will bring those children on the mainstream. In the process, you will find slowly and steadily something deep inside is getting developed. These 3 months go very fast. Sunday morning, today we have a session. Most probably tomorrow evening, your team will have a team meeting where you will discuss and analyze this session. Then in 3-4 days, you will have to give your mocks, maximum 3-4 days. Which means by the time Saturday is there, the session would have got ready into you. Then the next few days, you keep on improving your speaking and memory, how to create better impact inside the classroom. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you go to the school to take the sessions. And next Sunday, again, we come for the next session. So the things go off very fast. Now, in this time, you will find you are more disciplined than you have ever been before in your life. You are more well managed than you were there earlier in life. You'll find those things which are your priority gets your time and focus. But those things which the generation today calls it as TP, time pass. Now, time pass activities in your life will completely drop down. Say, for example, in some time, you will understand why I'm wearing this t-shirt. The first session is titled, No Blame, No Complaint, No Excuse. I'll tell you what will happen. You will have to take this session inside the classroom. You get the matter. Now you prepare. And now you tell, let's say, a few people in your family, okay, I want to practice with an audience. Sit and listen. And you give them the whole speech about how we should not practice blame, complaint, and excuse in our life. Tomorrow morning, for some reason, if the Kamwali Bai has not come, and if your mood is going for a toss, and if you have practiced this speech with the children at home, and as you begin to complain, the children just might do, what's the session that you're taking in school? And you'll say, no blame, no, I know my job. It will be kind of suffocating because some of us experience a lot of freedom in life when we complain. If one day we have not complained, something looks incomplete. So some of you will find it difficult to breathe properly. But over a period of time, it will create such a beautiful transformation. You go to your office. If earlier there was an attitude to blame somebody because work is not happening, now you will find you don't have the ability to blame anymore. And your life just went to a high. Another day and another orbit. You start practicing this in life, you actually experience, in true terms, freedom within you. By the way, what I'm saying right now is not a part of the session. It is just explaining to you how Keep Moving movement will make a deep impact first in your life, and then, of course, through your life, in the life of children inside the classroom. We are very glad that you are there with us in this journey, because when we look around, we find one good teacher and a person's life gets completely transformed. One statement said by you, and you probably cannot fathom today, you probably cannot anticipate today how deep its impact will be in a few lives of children inside your classroom. So this is why we do Keep Moving movement. While we do get together thinking about how to make the world a better place to live in, like Kanchan said, but the truth also is, we in turn receive much more than what we give. Achha, how many of you like quizzes, quiz contest, question answers? So which means, so many of you raise your hand. So which means if your wife asks you, why did you come late? You really enjoy it? I asked you, did you enjoy quiz? You raised your hands. Anyway, jokes apart. I will speak to you about certain personalities. And let's see if you can guess who these people are. I'll give you a few statements, then I'll ask you, have you been able to guess who this person is? Now don't give the answers, just raise your hands. I'll identify you, then you share the answer. Is that okay with you? And is anybody sitting as a couple over here, husband, wife? Lots of you. Okay. A very sincere suggestion before we go ahead, especially for those who are sitting here as husband and wife. Husbands, please take care of your rib cage. You know, this part of your body? Normally we see when a session like this happens, and if the wife is sitting next, every now and then the wife says, this is for you. Suna? So, have protection. And ideally, don't look at each other, keep looking at me. me now share with you about some people. My passion is football. I always wanted to represent India in football. Many of my friends told me play cricket because there is a lot of money in cricket, there is a lot of name in cricket. India thrives and runs on cricket. Football का यहाँ पत्ता भी नहीं है. And my reply to all of them always used to be, इतने छोटे से बॉल से कौन खेलेगा? You understand? Okay, anybody who's less than 20 years old over here? Who has the answer? Okay, tell me the answer. MS Dhoni. My father always wanted me to take a government job and get stable. I come from a very small town called Ranchi. And in the history of the country, nobody has become an international cricketer from Ranchi. Though my passion was not cricket, it was football, yet I have gone on to excel. MS Dhoni. Let me speak to you about another person. I was born in a very, very small village. In fact, nobody from our village had ever been to college. Obviously, nobody in my family has ever gone for higher education. Nobody has ever gone to college. In my entire childhood, every time I had to study in the evening, I have studied only under a kerosene lamp. Who am I? I'll ask, yes, my friend. APJ Abdul Kalam. Isn't it interesting? From a supremely poor village, very small, in a hamlet of about 500 people, nobody from that village has ever gone to college. In the family, there is nobody educated. Obviously, I don't have a personal room and stuff like that. And I studied my entire childhood under a kerosene lamp. And I go on to become the most beloved president our country has ever seen, APJ Abdul Kalam. Now I ask you something which you guys may not know. I began my life by working in an office as a peon. My next job was to sell UNICEF cards and make 50 paise per card as my earning. My life has seen more downs than ups. Today, I am one of the highest income tax payers in our country. Who am I? Okay, I see Jessica's hand. Somebody in the end, yes? Yes, my friend there? Is that Iris? Who's that? Oh, that's mine. It's a Bharti. Okay. Yes, Bharti? Akshay Kumar. Did you know that? He used to teach martial arts to earn part-time money. Didn't get great breaks in our country. Went abroad. Came back. And his career has seen too many flop movies. But in spite of that, last year, 2016-2017, chartered accountants, financial year 2016-17, he paid an income tax on an earning of more than 200 crores. And he began as a peon, went on to sell UNICEF cards to earn 50 paise per card. Here comes the next. My father has 2 wives. I have 3 step brothers and sisters. I come from a very, very middle class family. Everybody in my family, because we didn't have money, had a hobby, and that was to play chess. In my family, among my uncles, my cousins, there are 3 people who have played chess at a national level, and one of my uncles has also written a book on chess. I was absolutely pathetic in chess. Because I was brought up in a family with 3 step brothers and sisters, I was always quiet, I was always introverted, and I always had a lot of anger inside me. My entire childhood, I have been known to fight with people. Yet today, I am a statesman in this country. Who am I? Okay. Sachin Tendulkar. Do you know he had 3 step brothers and sisters? He didn't have money to buy a cricket bat. He borrowed it from another person called Anil Gurav, who used to be an ace cricketer. If you have time, I'll speak about Anil and Sachin later on. But with this kind of a background, today he is a huge statesman to that sport, and a movie can be made on 1 billion dreams as the theme. Why are we discussing these stories? There's a very simple common theme. Most people who have made it big started their life with a lot of disadvantages. Life was not easy for them. Things were not available on a platter for them. They didn't have great support system. They didn't have people who would encourage them like nobody's business. Not many of them belong to a family where the parents said, कितना पैसा चाहिए ले ले, क्या चाहिए ले ले. And each one of them made it super big in life. At the age of 18, I went through a jolt in my life when all my dreams to study was stopped. And I had to start my life by working as a salesman in a sari shop. These thoughts would come to my head. What about my future? Will I ever live a respectable life? Which means when people look at me, will they look at me with respect? You go to a petrol pump and you see people filling the petrol. They're doing a job. They're there for a work. But I haven't seen many people look at people with respect. You enter the lift, there is a lift man, and you might say 4th floor, 8th floor, 12th floor. But I don't know if we look at that lift man with respect. We look at people with respect when they have achieved something significant in life. And this question used to trouble me. Will anyone ever look at me with respect? And a series of questions began in my mind. Questions like, why are some people more successful than others? Can there be a person who has limited talent yet goes on to excel in life? Can there be a person who has no support system yet makes it big in life? Can there be a person who's all alone to start with yet has hundreds if not thousands of friends to fall back on? Do we have examples like this around? If yes, then what is it that makes these people successful? If a child is studying in a corporation school, chances are they do not have surplus. Chances are the last 10 days of the month are passed by counting every hour, then when the next month is going to come and when the salary is going to come. Chances are many of them will never enter into a mall. They may not go to a multiplex to see a movie. Those children, will they be able to dream that we can make it big? There will be some who will dream, but what is required for them to actually lift themselves? What will make a Dhirubhai Ambani, who is a petrol pump attendant, into one of those businessmen who inspires many? If we have to bring it down into one small, simple quality, and if we can distill that first in our minds and then in the minds and heart of children inside the classroom, I think we'll play a very important role first in lifting ourselves and then in lifting the children inside the classroom. Because I observed among many people around me, because I was a salesman, I had the opportunity of meeting many, many people. Now that's the advantage of being a salesman. You can meet many people. You get an opportunity to meet people who are super successful. You also get an opportunity to meet people who have a lot, but they're not doing enough. You come to know about success stories, and you also come to know about stories filled with regrets, that in spite of all this, this person still went down instead of going up. So at the same time, when one part of the mind was searching for what makes some people big successes, in spite of not having what many others have, as a parallel question, another set of questions started. Not only why are some people more successful than others, but the second parallel question was, why are some people greater failure than others? In India, you would have heard about Kingfisher Airlines. Heard about them? King of good times. I would like to ask, define good times. At the same time, we also have Indigo Airlines. What made one person a big failure, so much so that he had to run away? Of course, no respect left now. He comes to a match where India plays in London and he's booed by people. And at the other end, we also have Indigo Airlines, which places the order for the largest number of aircrafts ever in the history of aviation in the world. One is a big failure, had a great start, huge legacy, lot of money, and that the other began their life by being called to India because the tourism business was not doing well. And from there went into catering, from there went into logistics, and is creating an airline which gives an order for 250 aircrafts. If you and me buy an aircraft, we'll see ourselves as success, right? Right or wrong? If somebody orders for 250 aircrafts, until a few years ago, a couple of decades ago, he also had one chota dukan with one desk and a little work and receiving all the phone calls and managing travel tickets for other people. That was his beginning. What makes one person so successful and what makes somebody else such a failure? And as I started thinking about that, I said, my mind cannot anticipate. Let me listen to people. So if somebody is not doing as much as they can, when they talk, what comes out as statements? When they write, what are the words that they choose to key in and send? Because the way we communicate with the world outside, in the world inside, makes a lot of difference to who I am and what I will be. Few days ago, I sat down to list people in my fraternity where I believed they had immense potential and they're not doing enough. I scanned my friends from school, who they were then and who they are now, corresponded with them and just watched how they speak, how they correspond, what they talk, what they write. I found certain phrases and statements being used by people who are not living up to their potential. And I'm going to share those statements with you right now. Now, this might be a little painful experience for all of you, but I believe it will also be a little transformative experience. Since I believe I am yours and you are mine, I would ask you to be courageous. Not compulsory, but if you can be, it will be nice. I will read out these phrases, and I have managed to list about 30 of them. I will have a 5-second pause after every statement. Just analyze, do you find yourself using this statement? And if it is yes, just raise your hands and put it down. This exercise will do a world of good to you, emotionally, psychologically, and maybe, just maybe, today will be the turning point of your life. But it will need that courage from you to raise your hands and acknowledge, yeah, I think I say this, and just bring it down. Here comes the statements. I don't think I have enough time. It's too difficult. I don't have enough money. I am too tired. I will start very soon. I am too young. I am too old. मेरी किस्मत में नहीं है. नहीं तो हो चुका होता था. I don't have enough talent. This will take too much time. I am not smart enough. I have the experience yet. I want to do it, but I don't have experience. I am too busy. Already life is packed. You know, as if you are a suitcase. Life is already packed. If I do this, I will have to neglect people who need me right now. I'm not very sure if it is the right thing. What if I fail? It's too risky. I am scared. I don't have the right resources. I've already started something and I don't want to start something else in between. I don't know how to do. Nobody supports me. You know that मैं बेचारा. The perfect example for that tonic which used to come called Sinkara. Remember? ये बेचारा काम के बोझ कमा रहा, इसको चाहिए हमदर्द का टॉनिक सिंकारा. तो बरोबर सुन के याद रखा कर यार. So nobody supports me. No, मैं बेचारा. I don't know where to start. I don't have guts. It takes guts to say I don't have guts. It's not easy. Let me wait for others to do it first. If they do it well, then I will think. Very important. What will people think of me? Okay. There is no hurry, yaar. It can be done later also, na? No one understands me, that's my problem. Nobody understands you. This is interesting because this came only yesterday. What if something better comes after I start? Hello? Hello? And that is why some people at the age of 47 have not yet got married. Now they are saying, kuch bhi chalega. They're also going through those 103 people they had in mind to find out if everybody is married or वहाँ कोई बचा हुआ है. ठीक है, कर लेंगे, सोच लेंगे. These are also called as excuses. There is a fight that we fight within our head, between these two, what we call as kanpatti, a little higher than those 2 years. In the orientation program, I was speaking about Martina Navratilova. I have extraordinary respect for that lady. She has won more Grand Slam championships than anybody in the history of this planet. She is one of those rare people who in a single Grand Slam has won women's final, women's doubles final, and mixed final in the same year in the same tournament. Only 3 people in the history of humanity have achieved that, and one of them is Martina. And the best part, 1 month before she became 50 years old, she won her last Grand Slam championship. And there are enough tennis players who retire by the time they are 27, 28. She played for something like 30 years, and it's an intensely competitive sport. It requires peak physical fitness. You're playing against people who are 20, 21, 22, 23, and you have to be faster, stronger, smarter than them to win. And 1 month before 50 years, she won a Grand Slam. I think all the players together in secrecy would have gone to her and say, please retire. Or they would have asked, if they were from India, they would have asked, कौन से चक्की का आटा खाती हो? Martina Navratilova, she said something so brilliant. She said, I am a world champion in these 6 inches. And here, my opponent is me. She goes on to say, in any match, we are not hitting the ball and therefore actually playing for more than 15% of the time. You hit the ball and then you have nothing else to do and you have to wait. And then your opponent will do something. And she said, in that time, I am playing a championship here. And over here, if my thought is, I'm 49 plus, ye thoda khisak gaya to, then how do I give my 100%? She's right to say she is 49 plus, but she would be wrong to say I can't. And that's what makes a Martina Navratilova a world champion first over here and then out there. And what were the successful people doing? If I have to just take up from Martina Navratilova, I told you what people who are not living up to their potential are thinking. And what are people who are actually living up to their potential thinking? Very simple. They are committed to success. And when I say success, I don't mean just money, it includes happiness. Things are not going okay in life, but I'm committed to my happiness, so I will deal with it very fast and properly. I will not fail to be happy. There are 2 words. One is called interest and the other is called commitment. I can say I'm interested in this and I can say I'm committed to this. What's the difference? When I say I'm interested, I do it only when it is convenient. When I'm committed, irrespective of the issues, obstacles, challenges, complications, difficulties, I still do it. In short, this is commitment. No blame, no complaint, no excuses. Every excuse that I make is a choice I make to fail. Every excuse that I make is a choice that I have made to fail. So let's say I want to start a business, but my parents, my siblings don't support me. Nobody is supporting me. If only I had their support. Shall we discuss about people who started their life from zero, had nobody to support them, and yet made it big? Which means when you say, if only somebody was supporting me, is it the truth or is it an excuse? I am a woman. I'm scared. My entire life I have been told, don't talk to strangers, don't meet strangers. Then how does a Kiran Bedi function? Or how does a Mother Teresa happen? So when I tell my child, don't trust anybody in the world, am I creating barriers in their mind or am I breaking the barriers in their mind? Am I making them ready for success? Or am I making them ready for a very ordinary life? Imagine all of us live by this. No blame, no complaint, no excuses. Every excuse is a choice that I make to fail. And the choice I wish to make in my life is not to fail, but to succeed. I'm going to share with you about 3 very, very good friends of mine. And all 3 of them are present in the hall right now. And I'll explain to you what their life was and where they are today. And chances are everybody sitting over here will be able to mirror with their lives. Shripal, are you here? Yeah, there is Shripal. There's this young guy whose name is Shripal. After some time, I'll ask him to stand up. You'll be able to see. Right now, if you look there, 25 people. Shripal comes from a town, Ichalkaranji. His entire childhood has gone in Ichalkaranji, studied in Marathi medium. And when he came to Pune to study, obviously he was ridiculed by all. You know, people who have a command over English, they have a tendency to look down at others who are not fluent in English. They make a lot of fun. They are very sarcastic towards people whose English communication is not good. They look at them as if they are tuchh pranis. Hey, English nahi aata usko. Shripal went through that during his college days. But was a very good student. Went on to do his higher education from University of California. Did exceptionally well. Was on the path of being a top-class researcher, scientist. Filed for a few patents in his name. And his life was set. In America, if you are smart, you are intelligent, you are a researcher, you command your life. Unfortunately, his younger brother met with an accident and he passed away. His parents went into a state of shock. His mother completely stopped smiling. She would just sit at house and go through the routines, but completely detached. Shripal left his entire glorious possible future in US, came to India. Now somebody who's used to that kind of an environment, that kind of work, that kind of accolades, that kind of a future, came over here, inquired around, wanted to make hands meet with some people, started an organization to move big time into water filtration, did pretty well, but that had its own limitations because you need to interact with the government, and he was not well equipped mentally, psychologically, ethically to deal with the government. Went into a new partnership in another company where he zoomed the company from nothing to hundreds of crores. The partners were not fair to him, so he had to leave that organization and start back at scratch, which means close to 10 years of his life, hard work, and he has nothing to show as far as returns, savings, money, surplus is concerned, because the organizations go to a high and something happens in the relationship with the partners. Then took a major leap, created another organization as a founder with all this as his baggage, and became a co-founder of an organization called Swipe Telecom. A couple of years ago, CNBC identified him as one of the top 30 young Turks in our country. And gifted him a Rolex watch. He bought a brand new Mercedes Benz for himself. And when I met him that day when he had come to go for a drive, I could see in him that energy and that pride that I did not let all challenges and any challenge stop me in my life. They got funded by Kalari Capital. Ratan Tata is one of the mentors over there. Now, of course, he's one of the movers and shakers. I'm so proud to have Shripal as a part of our fraternity. Shripal, can you please stand up for everybody, please? Thanks. Before you leave, if possible, get a chance and hug them. And if possible, take them for a treat. And across the table, ask them, how did you do it? Because the kind of life you were dreaming, and there was a jolt. And then there was another jolt, and another jolt. And you kept on dreaming and kept on creating something. How do you do that? And maybe somewhere you will also feel there was a sense of commitment to the future. Not interest in becoming rich and successful, but commitment towards it. Not doing things because it is easy and comfortable, but I'm committed to it. Another fabulous guy. Milind, are you there? I think you're there. So all of you sitting together. Some pre-decided that pocket is very powerful today. Milind was in 9th standard, living a very beautiful life like any youth does. And he has that face, when you look at him, you are in love with him. 9th standard, he got the first jolt of his life. His father met with an accident, was hospitalized for 6 months. No savings as such. It was a general middle income family where it's a hand-to-mouth existence. Milind had to now start working to support his family. His mother started working, he started working. And what was Milind's first job? Throwing newspapers at people's home, 3 paise per newspaper. Can you imagine somebody who begins his life with 3 paise? Went on to do that for quite a large extent. In between did many things. Joined a shop, and he used to clean the shop every day. A few days ago, now he has a very, very beautiful showroom. Came in the morning, things were a little dirty, started cleaning. Others came, they panicked, nahi, humko karne do. And Milind would say, mera bahut experience hai. मैं जितना अच्छा साफ करेगा तुम नहीं कर पाएगा. Started selling, you remember that company Eureka Forbes? And every machine would give him 100 rupees as commission. He went through a lot of disrespect the way salesmen normally do. He would hear people giving him all kinds of galis. Like he would knock on certain doors and say, I'm selling this machine. And forgive me for being abusive, but he will listen to things like, Abhe kutte nikal yahan se. And then he'll get out of that place. Now imagine a young boy, carefree, living a beautiful life, jolted. Papa is in hospital, not enough savings. I have to run the family. Younger brother is too young. Mama is doing the best she can, but she has been a housewife all her life. And then you go out to do something honestly and sincerely, and people give you galis for you are making an effort. Understand that. Never disrespect a salesman in your life. Even if you get 25 calls on your mobile phone from some credit card agency in Delhi who offers you loan, they are making an effort to live a decent life. They're not selling drugs on the streets. Let's not get egoistic with those people and say, don't waste my time. I'm not interested. What? Somebody like Milind is there on the other end of the phone. You don't know what is the tragedy they are going through in life, what are the struggles that they have in life right now. Milind would come out from that place, laugh at his life, and continue. Today he is a very successful guy. If any one of you has interest in music, and if you have not been to his store on MG Road, you are missing something really exceptional in your life. He's created a few studios. You go to the store and you believe you are not in India, forget about not in Pune. And you will believe you have been transported to some place in Hollywood or things like that. And one of the largest hearted guys we have in the fraternity, you ask him for anything and he never says no. Today he is very successful, living a very beautiful life, spreading his love and affection to so many people. But there were many times in his life when he could have blamed, complained, and given excuses to live a very, very ordinary life. Milind, can you see your beautiful, handsome, chocolatey face? Thank you. And then we have another fantastic guy. His name is Kuldeep. Teachers should not have favorites, but I'm a little biased towards Kuldeep. And the reason being, he's one of those rare people who look like in the future will be able to match my hairstyle. Kuldeep comes from Nagpur. He wanted to be a company secretary, appeared for his exam, couldn't pass through, appeared for his exam, couldn't pass through. After 2 attempts when he could not pass through, he started teaching classes in CS. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I have not passed, come to my class, I'll show that you will pass. I mean, what kind of confidence you need to do something like that? He passed CS on his 8th attempt. 8th attempt. But what is important is he passed, okay? Remember that. If you forget 8, it is okay. One of the happiest people, if you ever want to experience a good, complete, warm hug, you have to go to Kuldeep. Always smiling, very soft-spoken. My wife Bharti sometimes looks at Kuldeep and says, "Mera आवाज कभी भी ऐसा होगा क्या?" And I tell her, keep thinking on this line. Those of you who know my darling wife Bharti, she has a very strong, bold voice. So when we are together, our combination is called the bold and the bald. Today, he has more than 100 MNC clients. Today he has more than 350 corporate clients. He is doing exceptionally well. And one of those people on whom I have confidence, they will do something really nice and classy, not only at a local and a national level, but at an international level. Kuldeep, can you show your handsome face to everybody? Kuldeep is a badminton champion. And he defeats everybody in badminton. Once I played badminton with him, and then people with a lot of sarcasm who were not playing our great match, who were not seeing our great match, when I came out, they, in the hands in the pocket, asked me, "Kya hua?" And I told them, "I won." He says, "Kya baat kar rahe?" I said, "Yeah, Kuldeep, 15, I won." Technically, I am right. इसमें क्या शर्म का बात है? खेला ना उसके 1 point लिया बाबू. You play with Kuldeep. If he's in a very good mood, he will give you 1 point. And I think he would have given me that 1 point purely out of respect. यार नरेन को 0 में नहीं भेजना चाहिए. In his life, he had a lot of opportunities to blame, complain, and excuse. Imagine the mindset which is required to fail and still attempt. I know of some people who give it once, give it twice, and then they say, 2 साल हो गया मेरे को, अब बस नहीं चाहिए. Today, now you know what to do. Start teaching. And 2, at least 8 attempts तो बनता है आज के बाद में. Now, don't attempt to implement this with a girl whom you love, whom you want to marry. It's about life. Have you heard about this lady called Naren? I spoke about her a little while ago in one of these sessions. Incredible woman. And I think 3 words said by her gives you complete direction on how to approach life. About 40 years ago, she has created certain long-distance swimming records which stand even today. She was 30 years old and she had a desire to swim from Cuba to Florida. It's a 102, 103 mile swim. And there are only some issues in that water. 1, it is really cold. 2, that water has a lot of sharks. 3, many times in those waters, ships have been broken into 2. Wild waters. 4, she had to swim a lot in the dark because 100 miles, about 170 kilometers, non-stop swimming. 5, that part of the ocean was filled with jellyfish. And jellyfish can paralyze you with their stings. That part has been swam by people, but they've always been in a protective cage. So there will be a big cage inside which they will keep on swimming and the cage will move along with them. Because how do you save yourself suddenly if there is a shark attack or a jellyfish which comes to you? Diana, she attempted this for the first time when she was 30 years old. Failed 4 times. And at the age of 64, she succeeded. 64. And how long is she swimming? 170 kilometers non-stop. Not that after 1 hour of swimming, 5-minute rest is allowed. Non-stop. How many hours did she swim? 57 hours. Non-stop. Which means more than 2 days. And in the nights, how do you search for sharks and jellyfish? Imagine the mind over here, the confidence, the fearlessness. When Diana Knight was asked, how was the experience? She said it was much more difficult than what I anticipated, because by the time she finished, Her lips had torn. Her face was swollen. The eyebrows had a cut. She didn't look like herself. She has a friend whose name is Bonnie. When she told Bonnie, this is what I want to do, and she is 64 years old. Nobody in the world has done it. No 24, 25, 26-year-old person has done it. At the age of 64, somebody wants to do it. Her friend Bonnie says, what you are wanting to do is impossible. But if you have decided to do it, I will take you there. And Diana Knight says, every time we were practicing, every time I was inside the water, even during the final time when I was swimming, the mind would say, this is the reason why I may have to fail again. And the contra thought in the mind will be, Diana, find a way. Every human being on this planet have their challenges, they have their frustrations, they have their pain in their heart. And those who are champions, they live by just these three words, find a way. When you have this approach in life called I will find a way, the possibility of blame, complain, excuses does not exist in your dictionary. If they can, you and me can. As you attempt to do KMM, you will find obstacles. You will find difficulties. There will be issues. And that will be a test. Can you say, I will find a way? Can you say, I will? Now imagine your life. When you live by this mantra, find a way. Imagine your life when you can live with this conviction. I don't want to do it because I'm interested in it. I want to do it because I'm committed to it. And only when you have this kind of a commitment, you go on to find a way. People ask me, isn't support necessary for success? And we always tell them, when people see this determination inside you to succeed, you will find enough people who will want to support. If you expect support to come when you are not committed, then people who are supporting you are taking a chance with their resources, which I don't think they should. So irrespective of the difficulty you have in life, irrespective of the background from which you come, irrespective of the baggage that you carry, irrespective of the challenges that you are facing right now, how many of you have seen this thing called the bhopu? You know what's a bhopu? That mic kind of a thing. There was a time when if there is a public address system, वो ऐसा गोल रहता था. His mast HMV के ऊपर वो रहता था ना. Take a selfie of yours with one bhopu if you can find. And below that write this title, nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Nobody in the world has a job to save you. You have to do that yourself. So Diana did not have a motivator. Navratilova did not have people who are saying, come on, till 50 you can play. My three friends over here did not have somebody who said, ठीक है कुछ नहीं हुआ तो मेरे पास आना मैं तेरे को ये कर देगा या वो कर देगा. Nobody is out there coming to save you. So stop living this life thinking, because my English is not good, no, I can't do something else. One day somebody should come to me and say, in spite of your good English, I will still give you some breaks. ऐसा नहीं होएगा. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Can you, when people ask this question, मेरे से होएगा क्या? My answer is two parts. Part number one, if you believe in yourself and if you give it a shot, that is the only way to find out you can or not. If Diana had said at the age of 64 हो गया, छोड़ना यार, 30 साल से कोशिश कर रहे हैं, 5 बार कर लिया, नहीं हुआ अभी तक, काय को? She would have never realized what she can do. So unless you do it, you won't ever understand it's possible or not. If Kuldeep had given up after 7th attempt, he would have never known it's just one more effort away. And two, a butterfly is a proof of what change can create. A butterfly is a proof of what change can achieve. A butterfly is a proof when somebody is willing to transform themselves. Beauty is the next step which is waiting for you. The difference is, nature takes care of that transformation from caterpillar to butterfly. In a human life, it's a choice that you and me make, that I don't want to live my life as a caterpillar. I want to live my life as a butterfly. And then, no blame, no complaint, no excuse. And a beautiful life is 100% possible. So you will end your session inside the classroom by speaking about caterpillar and butterfly. So this, what I've discussed so far with you, is session number 1 of KMM 2017. No blame, no complaint, and no excuses. Let's go through a round of brain tattoos. So tell me, what is your main takeaway from today's session so far? Amit? I'll find a way. Very simple. Every excuse is a choice made to fail. Raj, you can have 100 interests, but it's your commitments which power you and drive you. Purushottam, I first need to be a champion over here, because over here, my opponent is just myself. If I'm determined, then I don't see obstacles. Nobody is coming to save me. I have to save myself. Nobody is coming to save me. I have to save myself. I will find a way. There's a beautiful book by that name, by the way, called Find a Way by Diana Naren. It's a book that I believe every one of us should read. Till the age of 64, at least the attitude will become good. After 64, come to me, I'll tell you what next to read. I always get more fragrance than what I give. Stop blaming every time. If you want, I will send you this list as an attachment. Transformation is joy, na? Is a choice, absolutely. When I am committed, I'll succeed. Stop using the word if. Say when. When means it's a question of time. If means मालूम नहीं शुरू होगा कि नहीं. When I'm committed, I'll succeed. Yes. Every jolt is an opportunity to find a way and get ready for jolts in life. You will be jolted now and then in life. And that is when this becomes even more important. Only when people, when I become committed, I will find enough people who are supporting me. This is a historical fact. I am responsible for myself. It cannot be delegated to somebody else. You know, I cannot tell Gurmail Singh कि यार मेरे पास थोड़ा टाइम नहीं है, मैं जिम का मेंबरशिप देता जरा जाओ ना, फिटनेस मेरे को चाहिए. Cannot be delegated. Has to be done. Yes, my friend. Every excuse is a choice to fail. Yes. Can I choose to be a butterfly and not a caterpillar? No work is below dignity, na? Absolutely. And no human being is below dignity also. Let's respect everybody. We don't know what is the struggle they are going through. And in times to come, they might be the stars about whom it will be spoken from this very dais. So working with a lot of joy and focus against all odds. Yes, is that Amitabh? My competition is either. There nobody is competing against me. I am only telling na nahi hoega, rehne de, chhod de, difficult hai, aaj nahi, kal. The world is not even competing. I am competing against just myself. There is no success without hard work. Okay. So inspired by Sripal, he is saying, I am not my past, I am not even my present, I am what I want to be. Okay? Yes, my friend with a beard. Dream big. Okay? When it comes to your waist, please dream small. In moments of intense disappointments, my wisdom is tested. When everything is going great guns, wisdom flows like Niagara Falls from each one of us. In fact, a little more than Niagara Falls. But it's only when we are tested, actually our wisdom is under scrutiny. Yes, final. Don't give up. Wasn't it a beautiful session? Do you think this session will create a fantastic impact in the life of children? Do you think this session has the power to change your life? Are you committed to implement this session in your life? Abhi yes kam ho gaya. Thank you so much.